Hey buddy, welcome back, or indeed if this is your first time checking out this series, welcome along. My name is Andy, the Uncommentator. This is episode 19 of this EWR playthrough where I'm booking a year's worth of shows for PWG. Now if you did or didn't watch the last video, I mentioned in that video that this video and the following video are going to be quite important parts of this series. It's going to be quite pivotal as to what's happening going forward. In this particular video, we're going to be doing the go-home show for the big July event, Threemendous, and then the event itself. And then after that, as I said, it's going to be quite important. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Speaking of the last video, as well as losing my voice, I also, it appears, lost my marbles because I forgot to book something which, that doesn't sound that important, but just for purposes of the story, I would say it is. So, if we just quickly look at the last episode of Warfare that we booked. So the main event here, the Mighty winning the tag team titles of Mexi Blood. What I meant to book was a run-in by the Powers of Pain. So the Warlord and the Barbarian representing the Glory Days were meant to run in. Instead I booked a clean finish. So that was my bad, as the kids say. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound all that important, but for what's about to happen, it kind of is. Anyway, so just a quick recap, a full recap of sort of where we're up to. So, as I said, we've got one more show to do. We've got the go-home show for Threemendous and then the event itself. So we've got the Glory Days still running riot, sort of, I suppose. The Troop struggling to recruit people, so at the minute it's just Drew Gulak and Keith Lee. They're struggling to get anyone to join them. The Stunning Sukeban, as I call them, sort of made their debut, so they had the big "This is who we are, this is what we're here to do" promo in the last video. So that is Katrina and the three Joshi wrestlers, Asuka, Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane debuted in the last video, as did Dominik Dijakovic. We've also got Orange Cassidy building up for his world title shot. We've got Eli Drake and Super Dragons match coming together nicely. Zelina Vega debut. So there's a lot going on at the moment. As I said, in this video we're going to be finishing off the events that are happening in July. So we've got one more episode of Warfare to go, and then Threemendous, which will hopefully be Threemendous. That's the plan. Now I assumed, I think I've already said this before, but when I did a little bit of research for this, what's that say? Beyond what? Oh, Beyond risen even to regional level. Yeah, well done, Beyond. Beyond their wildest dreams. Yeah, so when I did a little bit of research for this, I assumed that Threemendous in real life. Ooh, some emails. I don't know if I like this. I assumed that Threemendous in real life meant they were all triple threat matches, but apparently not. So I wasn't hampered by that booking, like WWE when it comes around to Hell in a Cell and they have to book a Hell in a Cell match whether they want to or not. Although I don't think they seem to do that anymore. Anyway, right, so let's have a look at these emails. So Kota Ibushi's agreed open deal with AEW. Flamita, who signed for AEW last month, in the last video, has now already left and gone to NJPW. That's fair enough. Satoshi Kojima gone to MLW. He used to be MLW World Champion, I believe. I may be wrong. Jun Kasai joining his Japanese brother there. Jey Uso. I thought it was a written contract. I know WWE released him, but, well, he left WWE, which I didn't realise because he wasn't fired. But I thought he had a written contract with whoever he was at. Rey Bucanero, don't sure who that is. Rob Van Dam's left MLW and gone to CMLL. Katsuhiko Nakajima's gone to World Wrestling Network. Jeff Cobb's gone to Impact from House of Hardcore. Sexy Star's going up in contract with Ring of Honor. Chris Dickinson, I'm sure he's a real luchador, AAA. WWF signed Ultimo Dragon to a written contract. Well, that's a bit random. Again, for the second time. And Raw got a big rating, because of course it did. Well, that was a smorgasbord of randomness. Let's just have a quick look at Jey Uso. Because I thought he had a written contract. Obviously he can't have done, but I thought he did. So who's he working for? Is it just... I think it's AEW. House of Hardcore is quietly kicking butt, aren't they? Yeah, AEW and House of Hardcore, easy for me to say. I think Jimmy's still at WWE, I believe. Let's have a look. Yep. There he is. Slightly better stats, interestingly. Yeah, Ultimo Dragon. Well, he was touring with can't remember. Well, is it AJPW or not? I think it was Noah. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, it was touring and then he's back to WWE. That's interesting. Sexy Starter Ring of Honor is another interesting one as well. Speaking of Japan, the next Japanese promotion to announce their tour roster at the start of August is going to be Battle Arts, who don't currently have anybody on the roster. So, yeah, I bet their shows are interesting. So, yeah, no one working for Battle Arts. I think that's because Battle Arts, I believe, I'm not an expert, so don't hung, draw and quarter me if I get this wrong, but I don't think Battle Arts exists anymore. I think they've gone bust. Like a few other promotions on here have fallen by the wayside as well. I think World Japan doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, no Battle Arts, so I think that's why. I'm guessing that's why the roster's clear. So there's no one to look out for in not touring anyway, like I have been doing recently. No one at Pride either. So that 28th July show coming up, where is it? That 28th of July show, which is the day after Threemendous, that'll be worth watching. Speaking of touring, Flamita, who's touring with Toru Yumon, not available for the next few shows. So again, that's why I took the, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why I took the tag belts off them. So he won't be available on this next episode of Warfare. Which is not the end of the world, so that means he won't be available for the company he's just signed for, which was NJPW, I think, wasn't it? How many shows those have Hardcore? I feel like I get an email about them every. No wonder they're expanding so quickly. Are we one behind them? No, we're two behind them. Look at AEW, look how far they've fallen. Anywho, right, okay, so we're now at the go home show for Threemendous, so let's get on with the booking. And we're going to kick things off with an angle, because we don't book matches, as we know. So we're getting a bit of follow-up from last week. So Keith Lee last week asked Dominik Dijakovic to join the troupe, and Dijakovic said no. So what's going to happen here is we're going to do a challenge for the next big event, which is coming up in 2 days. Keith Lee is going to challenge Dominik Dijakovic. So basically what will happen in this segment is, obviously Keith Lee would come out and he'd say to Dijakovic, look, I still want you to join me. I understand why you don't want to, given our history, but because of our history, I want you on my side. Look, let's have one more match. Get all this animosity out, get it out of our system, and then let's work together. That's the sell here. And then Dijakovic comes out and says, yeah, fine, I'll face you at Threemendous. So that's going to set that match up. We've then got an actual match tonight. It's a bit of a random tag team match. And it's going to be Aussie Open, so Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, taking on the random team of Triton and Trey Miguel. I think Trey Miguel may be leaving soon. I may send him back to Impact. Although he's useful to have around, because he's just... If I need somebody to beat, I just kind of pick him. Which is a shame, really, but he's useful for that. Speaking of which, he's about to get pinned by Kyle Fletcher. And that's going to be a clean victory. No aftermath. So no ruined by the glory days. And it is to build up to a future match. There is a match coming. I realised actually before I started booking this. Looking at the card I've got set up for Threemendous, I think I've only actually booked, at this point, and we're on the go-home show, remember, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I've only got 3 matches booked. Before this go-home show, I only announced 3 matches. It's like a Triple H PLE. Let's just do 3 matches. I suppose we haven't got that yet, actually. I think his record is 4 so far. But obviously, don't include, even if you include Royal Rumbles, yeah, I don't think that's the way, you know, this, anyway, let's not talk about that. So, right, next up, we're going to go for an interview, and it's going to be with Bandido. And it's going to be the target going to be not Rick Steiner. It's going to be no target, but it's not going to be a self-promotion interview. I'm going to pick that just so he doesn't lose offers. But basically, what's going to happen here is the interviewer will say to him, Kayla Braxton, who we employ, will say to him, how do you feel about losing the tag belts last week? And he'll say, yeah, obviously it kind of sucked. My partner's not here this week. He's flying off. He's flying off to Japan. That's not why we lost, obviously, but yeah, it kind of sucked that we're not champions anymore. And then Kayla will say something like, you know, have you had any second thoughts about what Drew Gulak asked you? Because a couple of weeks ago, Drew Gulak asked Bandido to join the troop, and Bandido, I think he'll probably just he just walk off. It won't say anything to that, but yeah, just express his disappointment about losing the tag belts and, you know, his partner being away, etc., etc. Right, next up, we're going to have an angle. This is to set up a match for Threemendous. And it's going to be a tag running ladder attack. And it's going to be Asuka and Kairi attacking Mia Yim and Zelina Vega. So, of course, last week, Zelina Vega lost to... So, just a recap if you haven't watched it. Zelina Vega lost to Mickie James. So Mickie James got put in the triple threat match for the women's title. That was because Kairi Sane helped Mickie James win, and the reason why she did that is to get Mickie James out of the way so they can gang up on Mia Yim. So Kairi and Asuka ganged up on Mia Yim. Zelina Vega then immediately turned babyface to save Mia Yim. So now to set up a tag team match at the Threemendous, we're going to do this like so. I think before this segment we gave a graphic, or there'll be a graphic saying, oh, they've agreed a match. So it's Mia Yim and Zelina Vega against Asuka and Kairi Sane. But to set that up, we're going to do this ladder attack angle. I think that made sense. Now, a bit of a random match here. So it's going to be a 2-on-2-on-2. I thought this was quite a clever little idea. Just a standard triangle, so no elimination. So it's going to be Mickie James and Jessie Brooks, who's not been seen for a while, versus Tennille Dashwood and Shanna, who's also not been seen for a while, and Deonna Purrazzo and Zissou. I still can't say her name. She was on AEW. I still can't say her name. Right, and obviously this is the three women in the women's championship match, all teaming up with somebody. Just I thought that was a novel way to build this up. No titles, obviously. So Mickie James is going to pin her. So that sets that match up. Excuse me. So 3 segments to go. And once again, let's set another match up for Threemendous. So Excalibur is going to book a match. And this is a little bit of a callback. He's going to book a handicap match. It's going to be Excalibur booking Drew Gulak against the Warlord and the Barbarian, so the Powers of Pain. So basically what's going to happen... So the last big event that we did, the June event, whose name is Mystery Vortex, Keith Lee had a handicap match against Kevin Sullivan and Bob Backlund, I think it was. So again, there's like a little callback to that. Drew Gulak, who's been struggling to recruit somebody to join the troop, as Excalibur's going to say, well, he's come to me and he said, you know, I don't care, I'll take them on my own. I'm sick of these glory days. You know, so yeah, put me against the former tag team champions. I'm not bothered. So Excalibur books that match. So Drew Gulak setting himself up for a handicap match. Super Dragon's then going to storm out and try and upstage. Excalibur just to keep that little mini authority feud going. So authority is going to, and this is a, where is it? Authority refused to let an injured worker wrestle. So it's going to be Super Dragon refusing to let Zelina Vega wrestle. So what happened there? So basically, on the ladder attack angle, Zelina Vega would have been stretchered off or whatever, and then Super Dragon comes out and says, "Right, Zelina, you can't wrestle at Threemendous. You're not medically cleared." So Zelina Vega's now out of that match. So we've set that match up, and now she's out of it. And I have got a plan in place. You'll see what's coming in a second. And then finally, the main event is going to be Orange Cassidy versus Josh Barnett, and I think I'm going to have to book a winner here, even though I don't want to. Let's just try it anyway. So I want a draw. I want no contest to interference from Kongo. But I don't think I can book the aftermath I want. Yeah, see, I didn't think so. So see, I wanted Eli Drake to run in, so we're gonna have to book Barnett to win, which I don't really want him to. So Josh Barnett wins because Kong interferes, obviously costing his challenge of the match. And then Eli Drake runs in for the save. Fends them both off. So again, that just sets up the two matches. So Orange Cassidy and Kongo Kong. And then Eli Drake taking on Super Dragon by beating up his unofficial hide muscle, essentially. And that's to build up to the match that's coming up in a couple of days. So that's the go-home show for Threemendous. I think that's hopefully should be pretty good. I'll touch on Zelina Vega shortly because there is kind of a bigger picture that I'm thinking about, but too late now if I kind of already gone with it. Okay, I was hoping that was going to be a little bit better. Yep, good match. Poor crowd reaction, kind of expected it. But we'll take that. Decent overall. Unlike that, which was pretty terrible. I was hoping that might get a little bit of overness for Kyrie or Mia Yim there, but hey ho. That was a good match. I was kind of expecting it to be as well, so that's good. Good. That's always useful. Yep, fair enough. And then the main event. Ooh, that was a really good match. Josh Barnett's really good. I have to say, since we signed him, his matches have been great. Note to self, use Josh Barnett more. 64%, considering there was that terrible Bandito interview in the middle of that could have been a lot worse. Oliver Hoodie then. Yeah, you're telling me. No. You know what, Triton? I might just do that. Triton and Trey. Let's see if we can think of a name. Leave a comment. Can you think of a name for Trey Miguel and Triton's tag team? Triton's the first step to failure. If at first you don't succeed, Trey. No, you get the idea. Okay. So yeah, we're coming up. So we're 1 day away now from Threemendous. There's just one thing I need to do before we book that show, and it's not click next day. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if putting Triton and Trey Miguel together might. Can I keep that email? Yeah, I wonder if it could help. Right then, so Zelina Vega. So she's out of the. She's not really injured, obviously, but I am going to release her, despite the fact that she's had a bit of a she had a roller coaster of a time here at PWG. But I am going to release her. So let's offer release. Yeah, she's accepted that. So that's the fact she's accepted the release is good. It means you know I can hire her again. It won't matter. You can only. I think I've said this before, but you can only fire somebody twice. If you fire somebody twice, if you go to hire them again, they won't sign for you. But if you offer people releases, I could offer 100. I could do that 100 times, and if she accepts the release 100 times, it wouldn't matter. So Zelina Vega's gone. So there is a reason, but we'll get to it in a second. So let's just book this show. Right. Okay. The other thing I should have mentioned as well is, sorry, I'm just checking the card and making sure I've got every match. Yeah. The other thing I should have mentioned as well is on the segment where Super Dragon says Zelina Vega can't wrestle. He will say to Mia Yim, look, if you can find it, you can find a replacement part. The tag match is still on. It's a handicap match at the minute, but if you can find a replacement partner, I'll let you have it. But obviously you've only got 2 days, so that's kind of it. So that's kind of been, the heel authorities kind of screwing her over by saying, well, yeah, you can find a partner, but the match is in 2 days, so good luck. Yeah, I should have mentioned that, because the first segment here is going to be an interview, and it's going to be a tag team with manager. So it's going to be Katrina and a tag team The Waves, and a tag team Asuka and Kairi Sane. Katrina for the Kabuki Warriors, and the target just Mia Yim for now. And it's to hype the coming match. But basically, what's going to happen here is Kayla Braxton will say to Katrina, are you worried about? Have you heard if Mia Yim's found a partner? Are you worried who it might be? And obviously, Katrina's going to be arrogant and say, well, doesn't matter who the partner is, she's still going to lose. They're still going to lose. And if she has found a partner, and if she hasn't, well, it's just an easy night's work. Make some kind of snap, get the catchphrase over, snap decision or whatever it is. Yeah, so that's basically that. So right, so let's get the actual event itself. So we're going to kick things off with the Fight Forever match. The match that put these two on the map, sort of. So the show starts and then Bask in His Glory rings out. So Keith Lee taking on Dominic Dijakovic in this opening match. So Keith Lee is going to win cleanly, and then afterwards, yeah, Dijakovic is going to refuse a handshake. He's not going to shake his hand and then attack him. He's going to refuse a handshake. So hopefully, at this point, what would happen is Keith Lee offers his hand. Hopefully, the crowd are doing the Daniel Bryan yes chant, or just cheering, saying, "Come on, shake his hand." And then Dijakovic thinks about it and then walks away. Also, what I'd like to happen, which obviously I can't book here, is after the match, during the match, Bob Backlund walks out onto the stage. They finish the match off, and then as Keith Lee goes for the handshake, Backlund starts shaking his head, screaming at Dijakovic, don't shake his hand, don't shake his hand. And then when Dijakovic walks away, Bob Backlund's sort of jumping up and down. He could even do a mock yes thing with the point of the fingers up in the air, just to wind everybody up. So that's what would happen there, and that's to build to something else, which is why we selected that. Yeah, I don't expect to do the cheap shot or the refusal of the handshake. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. We'll just say refuse. If I know, let's do a cheap shot. Why not? Because then Backlund could, because then the crowd could pop, and then Backlund could put his head in his hands, and then when he kicks him in the glory zone afterwards, then Backlund can do the old yes thing. Does it really matter? I don't know. I don't think it does. So Keith Lee, not Kevin Sullivan. Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. Totally unrelated to anything, but it's absolutely red hot where I am in England. I am sweating recording this. Not an image you want, I know. But it really, really is warm where I am at the moment. So Dijakovic cheap shots after a handshake. Okay. Hopefully that'll be a good match. I'll be disappointed if it isn't. Okay, this next match not really had any build, but it would have just been built up by a graphic appearing on the screen in the last episode of Warfare. It's going to be a 4-team elimination match. If I know, just have a straight pinfall actually. Oh, no, you can't do that. It's got to be elimination. Or TLC. It won't be a TLC match. So this is going to be a number 1 contenders match for the tag team titles. So it's going to be Crime Time. Now, some of you may have noticed or been a bit more observant. I've been booking seemingly random tag team matches over the last month, but I've just tried to basically tried to give everyone this match a win in recent memories, just to justify putting them in the match. So it's Crime Time versus the Juicy Product versus Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews versus Aussie Open. Have I? Or have I done that? Oh, there we go. So again, yeah, no more contenders match. So the Mighty at this point would come down to ringside and sit and watch, like the New Day did when Enzo Amore got injured that time against the Vaudevillains. Hopefully no one gets injured in this match though. So Crime Time are going to win. And last week's half an elimination match. So eliminate the Juicy Product first, then Aussie Open, and then Morgan and Mandrews. Okay, there's no reason why that shouldn't be a good match. So fingers crossed it is. Not so sure this match is going to be a good match, but hey ho, it's now time for the handicap match. So another tag team in action here. So it's going to be Drew Gulak taking on the Warlord and the Barbarian. The Powers of Pain. And Drew Gulak is going to win. He's going to pin the Warlord because Bandido is going to run in and help. So Bandido. So that was why I said I should have booked. It was quite important that I booked the Powers of Pain to cost Mexi Blood the tag team titles. So I planted the seed, and now there's the payoff. So they've cost him the tag team titles. Drew Gulak asked him to join. Well, Drew Gulak asked him to join. He said no. Cost them the tag team titles. My partner's away. I don't know what to do. I walk away. I made a decision. I'm going to screw him over. So that would be unofficially Bandido joining the troupe. So I'll be adding him to that. So they've now got 3 members. Finally, someone's actually agreed to join them. So Bandido is now in the troupe, but Flamita currently isn't, which is quite important. Also important is this next match because it's for the Women's Championship. It's the triple threat match. Not an elimination match. Straight triangle. So Mickie James is going to challenge Deanna Purrazzo along with Tenille Dashwood. Women's title on the line. And Mickie James won that tag team match, didn't she, with the Jessie Brooks. Well, she's going to win the title. So Mickie James is going to beat Tenille Dashwood. And she's going to do it cleanly. Actually, yeah, we'll just do a clean victory. So Mickie James, new PWG Women's Champion. Okay, now this next segment is for the Women's Tag Team match. The Kabuki Warriors against Mia Yim and not Zelina Vega. So let's do I don't know how best to do this. Is it a debut angle? I'm sure there's some kind of mystery partner. Is it other angles? You think with how long I've played this game I'd know all this stuff, but I don't, unfortunately. That's the mystery stalker. Yeah, looks like it's a debut angle. That's fine. So singles debut. Yeah, as an ally, I suppose it's going to be, yeah. So you can see there, the more observant of you may have seen this already, but in between recording the last video and this video, I hired Paige. So Paige is going to be Mia Yim's mystery partner. Now, of course, that's going to play off the history between Paige, who used to manage the Kabuki Warriors. So that's in WWE. So I think most people would know that. So Paige debuted. So Mia Yim. So yes, in this segment, Mia Yim would come out and say, Mia Yim's music had hit. The commentators say, okay, we're ready for the potential handicap match. We don't know what it's going to be. So Mia Yim would come out. She'd pass Mickie James, who'd be walking back after winning the title, give her a little nod or a little fist bump or whatever. And Mia Yim would pick the microphone up and say, hey, I did manage to find a partner, and I think the Kabuki Warriors are going to be familiar with her. And then, they'd go quiet, and then, I don't know, the music would say, this is my house, or something like that, I don't know. I have to say I'm not a big fan of Paige, but one thing I do like about her is her entrance music. Her entrance music's awesome. Her WWE music was awesome, and her AEW music's awesome as well. Yeah. So yeah, Paige comes out. So again, playing off the history between Paige and the Kabuki Warriors. I can get my words out. So let's actually have the match now. So Mia Yim and the debuting Paige versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. No title on the line, and Asuka is going to beat Paige. So the Kabuki Warriors win, and I'm gonna. Is Katrina going to interfere? No, it's going to be clean. It's going to be clean because Paige. Obviously, Paige with the neck injury won't have wrestled for a long time, so again, hopefully that would increase. Again, if this were real, would increase the pop and the jam. But what would happen here is, no aftermath. What would happen here is, at the end of that match, because Paige obviously used to manage Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors, she'd tug on the heartstrings. She tug on the heartstrings a little bit and say, this is Paige. Remember the good times we had. I helped you win the tag team titles. Blah blah blah. And then Katrina would get on the apron and be absolutely furious and say, come on, just beat her up, get on with it. And then hopefully the crowd at this point would be getting into it, say, no, Asuka, don't listen to Katrina, listen to. And then Katrina would snap her fingers, and then as she snaps her fingers, Asuka shoots the mist out, so the referee would be down at this point. Asuka shoots the mist out when she snaps her fingers and then just beats her. So kind of interference from Katrina, I suppose, but obviously I can't book any of this, but again, that's what would happen, just to try and, again, play off the history, and yeah, you get the idea. Hopefully I think that'd be dramatic. I'd quite enjoy that. Anyway, last two matches to go. I think all this is good. I like all this drama. I've put way too much thought into this, but I think if this were real, I think if all that were real, it'd be quite interesting. Paige being the mystery partner, and then tugging on the heartstrings of the Kabuki Warriors, and then the click of the fingers causes her, and the mist shoots out. I think that'd be great. Anyway, right, Eli Drake taking on Super Dragon, and of course Eli Drake is going to win. Just going back to the last match, though, I do feel like I've kind of burnt through that story pretty quick, because in the last month, what's happened? I mean, Kairi Sane, not in this order, but Kairi Sane's debuted, Zelina Vega's debuted as a heel and then turned babyface the week after, and then got injured and written out of a match, and then Paige's debuted, and this is all happening in the space of like 2 or 3 weeks. Kairi debuted, costing Zelina Vega a match, which then caused her to turn face, which then caused her to team up with Mia Yim, but then the Kabuki Warriors then ganged up on her and injured her, which then caused Paige to debut. I don't know if I burnt through that story a bit too quick. I feel like I've kind of used Zelina Vega, but I don't know. You tell me in the comments if I burnt through that too quickly. Right, anyway, world title now on the line. So Orange Cassidy challenging Kongo Kong, the King of the Jungle. Have I done that one? Have I said that he did a promo, he called himself the King of the Jungle? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that'd be a good nickname. King of the Jungle, Kongo Kong, world title on the line. And Kongo Kong is going to retain once again, so he's still champion. He's been champion since February, I think, and we're now in July. And he'll be champion going into August too, obviously. And I'm sorry, Orange Cassidy, but he's going to win cleanly this time. No aftermath. Just put on a good match, please. Okay, so that's Threemendous, and if I do say so myself, I think it's been built up really well, and I think it looks a really good card. I particularly like the Kabuki Warriors stuff. I don't know why I thought that was. I think that's so good, but I really did like all that stuff. I think that'd be great. So, will this show be great though? Let's find out. I'm hoping we can get to 70% here. I don't see any reason why we can't. I think the worst match is probably going to be the handicap match. I think everything else, maybe the debut angle. But everything else, I'm hoping, can average out at 70%. Let's see. Well, that's a good start. Shame about no overness, but we'll take it. 75%. See, I was hoping for slightly better. I was hoping for 80% match quality. Obviously, they're not as over as I would have liked, which cost the crowd reaction, etc. I was also hoping there may be some overness increase for Dijakovic for the aftermath, but hey-ho. Yep, 4-team tag match. Pretty decent, as I thought it would be. Need to get these ratings up, though, quickly. I don't think we're going to quite get... Well, we're definitely going to get 70% now. Yep, that was always going to be the worst match. Understandable, I guess, given the people involved in it. Good triple threat match. Not very long according to that, but yeah, that was a really good match, actually. And a new women's champion. Okay, I was worried about that segment. Needn't be. That was an excellent segment. Should be as well. Given if it went the way I described it, it should be an excellent segment. I think the crowd would, I think if this were real, the crowd would love that. Paige coming out to battle her old allies. Please be good. I'll take it. I was hoping for slightly better, but I'll take it. Miriam and Paige and Kabuki Warriors, excellent. Ooh, what a great match that was. Eli Drake and Super Dragon, perfect. And yep, shame about the crowd reaction, but excellent match. Orange Cassidy's really good. I'm surprised, actually. Because I think I've already said this before, but I did a game as PWG just when I used to play this game, when I had Orange Cassidy, and I didn't think his matches were very good, but must have been putting him against the wrong people, because that was great. Right, have we scraped 70%? I don't think so, mainly because of the handicap match. The other matches aren't good enough to bring it up, so 68% though, still not bad. Still not bad. That excellent debut angle with Mia Yim. Perfect. Let's see how many people turned up to watch that and what they thought of it. 2,430. I thought for some reason I thought it was 7 people. No, 2,413 people. Brilliant. Yep, you're right there, Jerry. I don't think regular two. Oh, brilliant. Okay, fair enough. That's a good start. Okay, so Triton wants to team with Trey Miguel. Asuka doesn't want to team with Kairi Sane. Okay, fair enough. Well, don't worry, Asuka, because you're a non-wrestler, you won't be wrestling with her anyway on TV, because you can't wrestle on TV. Okay, so interesting stuff there. Right, so we're nearly at the end of July. We've just got a few days to go. So the next show, which will take place in the next video, is going to be... We're going to be into August at that point. So by then, we'll know some more stuff that's happened. So we'll get a fresh update from development. We'll get some emails about potential retirements. Maybe a new company will start. Maybe someone will go bust. We'll see who Battle Arts are going to put on. Who's going to be wrestling on their August 26th show. See if anyone's going to buy any tickets for that. But that's all to come in the next video. As I said, the next video... That was an important video because obviously it had the big July event in and established some storylines and moved some on. The next video is going to be even more important, potentially. But I'll get into that when we get to it, because I think it will, if I can get my words out, it will dictate how the rest of this series goes. But that is for then. This is now, and that is the end of this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Commentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist. If you want to see how I've got to this point, then please go and watch the rest of the series. Sometimes I do go into even more detail than I did with the Mia Yim partner stuff when I'm describing a segment. So if you enjoy me setting the scene, then yeah, please go and check that out. Also, if you like wrestling, if you head on over to the channel, you'll find a playthrough of WWE Crush Hour. If you don't like wrestling, then I'm not quite sure why you're watching this video, but but there's also plenty of other games I've played through there over on the channel. So plenty of N64, Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 and 2. Lots of variation for you to enjoy. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on to the month of August, well over halfway through the series. As I said, it's going to be a special video, so please join me for that. But to get to that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.